We are looking into the 33rd sentence in the text Thirukolur Penpillai Rahasyam, and we will concentrate on the second part, in which the list is given. List of the sins as told by Nampadwan to Brahmarakshas. In part 1, we had covered the story, and extension of part 1, we are going to talk about the sins, what we should not do. There's a small background for this Mahatmyam, or for this portion of the story. Thirukolur Penpillai has taken this from Varaha Puranam. 48th chapter of Varaha Puranam deals with this particular story. It is told in the discussion between Varaha Avatar and Bhuma Devi. When Bhuma Devi asked Varaha Swami, you should guide the humanity and tell us the correct way of living. For that, Varaha Avatar, Swami, Lord Vishnu had taken Varaha Avatar, and in that, Swami Varaha says, I like bhaktas who sing for me. In that connection, Bhuma Devi asks Varaha Swami, you give one case study. As a reply to her query, this story is being told. The story is set in Thirukurungudi, a temple in Tamil Nadu, and Alagiya Nambi is the name of the deity, and Nampadwan was a Harijan or Chandal. We should say there was no name was not mentioned, but the commentators later on had given him the name Nampadwan. What is the meaning of Nampadwan? It's a Tamil word. It means that he was singing on both Lord and Goddess. He didn't sing only on Lord. He didn't sing only on the Goddess. So it was Nampadwan. If it is just on one person, the Tamil word would be different. Because he sang both on Vishnu and Lakshmi, his name was Nampadwan. What happened to people who sang only on one person or who concentrated only on one person? There are 3 instances in Ramayana. Surpanagai was focusing only on Rama. She set her eyes on Rama, and what happened to Surpanagai later on we all know. Her nose was cut. Ravana, in same Ramayana, he concentrated only on Sita. What happened to Ravana we all know. Vibhishanan was the person who concentrated both on Lord and Lakshmi, and then we know about Vibhishana in the later part. So his name, how it came, we just looked into, and he was Nampadwan was a Bhakta, and his bhakti was more concentrated in singing aspect. That's why now Swami Varaha is quoting him as an example. Though he was a Harijan, he was not allowed inside the temple. He would be singing from the permissible place where he would be singing, and he had the singular opportunity of completing 12 years of Ekadashi, and in order to fulfill that vratam or the discipline, he was going to the temple, and on the way he was caught by the Brahmarakshas. The other story has been explained in part 1 clearly, and now one by one Nampadwan is going to talk about various sins what Varaha Swami told Bhuma Devi about Nampadwan. Nampadwan starts to tell Brahmarakshas when Brahmarakshas had almost caught his hand and he was about to eat. Then he expressed doubt also. Brahmarakshas expressed his doubt. If I allow you to go to the temple, what is the guarantee that you will come back? He said, I will list these sins, and every sin has got a significance that the person who does it will go to that particular hell or narak or naragam in Tamil. All the sins what I am going to talk now, put together, what will be the sins I will be committing? I will commit if I don't come back. That was the sentence he spoke to Brahmarakshas. And Brahmarakshas was neither allowing him to go nor he caught him, because as he started talking, he started getting little faith in him. And Brahmarakshas is the position of people who are originally Brahmins and they did some mistakes and they became Brahmarakshas. As Nampadwan started talking, some of the values which he was talking, Brahmarakshas was getting little confidence that he would come back. And through this, the speciality of Ekadashi Vrat also is being described. Once there was a question put to Lord Shiva as to what happened to the poison, what he drank, why he was not consumed by that poison which he had taken. For that, the reply given was, whoever is not fasting on Ekadashi day, that poison will reach them. That is one point which we get from Puranas. There are some other references also where Kali sits in the rice. These are all various instances to keep people away from certain practices, that to explain about the significance of certain rituals and certain practices in our religion. Now, one by one, Nampadwan lists the sins. First one, keep the word what you have given to the others. Don't break your promise. Next, falling in love with another person's wife. That's a sin, and I'll face a particular type of hell if I do that. Then, next, leaving your wife and keeping relationship with somebody else. Next, discriminating the guests when you are offering food. Keeping good food for us, or not serving certain items to the guests, but we sit and eat them. This is called discrimination, and this is also a sin. Fourth, promising the land and not giving. This is actually some of these things very prominent in those days when some yagas and yajnas were performed. They were giving many things as gifts. So in today's condition, we can say that some promised amount we promise for certain deals and we don't give. That's a sin. Next, promising a girl that definitely they will marry that girl and then not keeping up the word. This is again a sin. Next, on the days when Pitrukarmas are done, on Amavasya, etc., anybody who indulges in family life, that is husband and wife's union, on that day, they are committing sin. Certain days are mentioned in our Puranas where Husband and wife should not have married life. Amavasya, Paurnami, like that. Next, promising to marry a girl to a boy. And after the fixing is over, suppose they come across some other boy with certain other prospects, that is also to be discouraged. Typically, after fixing with a local boy, suddenly they will discover a boy from some other country, and for better prospects, they will go back in their words. This is to connect with today's situations. But there are, of course, exceptions where the boy who was fixed, you came to know that he had some habits, or you came to know that he was not a person with character and all that. One can go back. But generally, he has given that. Next, eating in somebody's house, morning, afternoon, and then dinner, and then abusing them after going from that place. This may look very insignificant and small, but day to day, most of us are facing this problem. People who eat in our houses go and abuse. This is also a sin. Next, on Sashti, Chaturdasi, Amavasya, Ashtami days, eating food without bath. This is also a sin. Immediately the question will be, the other days can we skip bath? Other days also, no food to be eaten without bath, but these 4 days are prescribed. Next, promising somebody that I will give donation or I will give money for some temple building or some such thing, but we would never give that money. We will tell them, come tomorrow, day after, making them walk to our place many times. Finally, we would never do that. We would never give that. This is also listed. As I told, there are 18 sins in the list, and we will look into the rest of the sins in the third part.